The national security crisis taking place at our southern border, an issue that will definitely be on the ballot next Tuesday. Our next guest is calling for the impeachment of Secretary of Homeland Security Alejandro Mayorkas if Republicans do take control of Congress on Tuesday.
Joining us now to discuss is former Acting Border Patrol Commissioner Mark Morgan. Mark, thanks for joining us. You pointed out in this Washington Examiner piece that the CBP saw more than 4 million apprehensions as well as nearly 600,000 gotaways since last year. I mean, these numbers, every time I read them, I honestly can't believe that this has happened. This is the last in the last 4 years combined. Mayorkas says the border's secure. What do you think?
Yeah, look, he's just a flat-out liar. And I think that's what's so frustrating. Not only have they dismantled every effective tool we have and open our borders, jeopardizing every aspect of our nation's public safety and national security, they're just lying to the American people about it. And this is why myself and others like former ICE Director Tom Homan have called for his impeachment. So, look, it's not enough that the Republicans take back the House and the Senate, but now we have to hold them accountable and make sure they do the right thing to protect this country. Secretary Mayorkas, look, he's been the chief architect of this administration's open border policies. He sent a message to the entire world. It's okay to illegally enter our country. There'll be no accountability, no consequences. He's dismantled every effective border security tool that we had, the border wall system, the Remain in Mexico program, and agreements we had with all three Northern Triangle countries. And he's gutted ICE's enforcement authority to do their job to lawfully deport people that are here illegally. And he's done this willfully. Look, he knows this is intentional. We told him what would happen. He ignored it. And this is what you get when ideology and politics drives your policies rather than what's in the best interest of the American people.
Yeah, Mark, this FAIR analysis puts the number at 5.5 million that have crossed the border illegally since Joe Biden took office. That's just 22 months. 5.5 million. That's an all-time record in a 22-month period. But when it comes to impeaching a cabinet secretary, that is really uncommon. I don't think it's happened since the 1880s or 1890s. I know we've talked about this before. There's not much precedent for that, but it has happened. Do you expect House Republicans to move forward with that process if they do retake the House?
I think we should demand it, Rob. I think they don't. Then I hope you'll have me back on the show, and I'll be going hard after the Republicans for their lack of leadership to do what is in the best interest of this country. And you're right. I think the last cabinet level official that was impeached was in the 1800s. But look, we're in unprecedented times. We're experiencing the worst border crisis in our lifetime. You'll talk about the numbers that FAIR, the Federation for American Immigration Reform, put out. Look, in the first 21 months, it's been over 1.1 million known gotaways. If you talk to Border Patrol agents, they say known and unknown gotaways. That could be 2 million. Think about that. Illegal aliens, almost 2 million illegal aliens that have illegally entered our country and gotten away. And now call U.S. home. And among them, look, Rob, we know, we've talked about this. We know that there are criminals, there are murderers, rapists, pedophiles, aggravated felons, and gang members. We know about the national security vulnerabilities that are among the 1 to 2 million gotaways, not to mention the drugs pouring in, killing Americans every single day. Enough is enough. The American people, through these impeachment proceedings, for the first time in over 2 years, the American people will finally get to hear the truth and the reality of actually what's happened on the southwest border and how it's impacting our entire nation.
Yeah, Mark, let's talk about those drugs. The cartels have stepped up in control. They're basically in control of this border. 95% of the fentanyl flowing into our country comes across the open border. So we've talked about this. This is the leading cause of death in the U.S. for people 18 to 45. I know I've asked you this, but we don't hear anything from the Biden administration. And you hear this is not just a border problem. This is happening in states across the country. Kids dying of fentanyl.
Yeah, look, this is what I don't understand. I've been serving this country for almost 40 years, 6 administrations, both Republican and Democrat. This is the first time in our lifetime where we've had an administration that is not concerned with securing our borders. This makes no sense. This is not a right or left thing. Drugs does not know what your political affiliation is. A 15-year-old that takes what she thinks is a Percocet and dies because it's laced with fentanyl, whether she's a Republican or Democrat, is irrelevant. We've got to secure our borders. We've got to get people into the Capitol Hill and into this White House that understand that secure borders saves lives.
Yeah.